Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and yes, we are here in ST1-12, where there apparently is some epicness that's going on right now with IL, ED going up against BTR, and I think GPX right now. I ended up getting notified about this, I think, wow, like 20 minutes ago. So I guess a little more than 20 minutes ago. But hey, they're still fighting, which is always a good sign that it's not completely over by the time I actually am able to tune in and find time. But we are in Zone 2. I believe this is Belligera of the new T1 season. And for those curious, I'll show you kingdoms that are here too as well. Right at 65, 8, 27, 48, 55, 65, 66, 71, 74, 84. I'm in 65, so, or at least for, again, this group, I should say. But yeah, it's, this is the good stuff, right? This is the stuff that we have been waiting for. And yeah, so nice to be able to come on. Let me close out my other window real quick in hopes that things will improve with just one instance. I think I'm running high. I'm running middle right now on 60, so okay. And I think we're getting away with it, so to speak. Not too much lag, which is nice. Animations are kind of almost flowing flawlessly to that extent. And we're now fighting essentially a, I mean, again, two sides on both of what it looks to be the edge of this mountain, kind of a wider choke that we have here. Let me zoom out. I just want to be able to see this real quick, kind of show you guys what we're dealing with, right? So on one side we have UCED, we have IL. On this side it's HBX, GPX, and then BTR. So I think this is a 3v2 for all intents and purposes. With, and then I think, oh, I see. Oh, I see. So they came in, they disconnected, so that way the other IL could come in. So maybe they're building. Oh, they are. Okay, so now we're going to get the second IL, but most likely it's probably both, and which was smart. Maybe they could have done it earlier, too, as well, unless there was a delay in them just getting to the pass, right? And then you can kind of see where the bulk of it is, right? So as far as kind of working their way up here, they can't really go beyond, so they have to come kind of down low. You can see this here from the mountain range if we zoom in, right? They have to kind of bring everything full circle through this choke. Now, it almost looks as though they could go through the middle. Oh, I see. Wow, dude, they're fighting everywhere, basically, is what it looks like. Interesting. So they could fight there. Oh, wow. So they're fighting on multiple fronts. I actually like this. Oh, my gosh. Let me see here. So we got HBX and BTR fighting here on this front. Okay, cool. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Let's zoom in. And then on the opposite of the hill, looks like we're also fighting through some of the camp. Here's the thing. I guess I'm just curious. Why aren't we trying to fight through all of these potentially? I mean, right, you have one fight here, and then, you know, what appears to be the kind of main fight going through. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am all for being able to watch some PvP where we're fighting at multiple points, right? And we're not just kind of going through, right? I mean, they're fighting at 3 chokes right now when it looked as though there was maybe 6 or 7 points where they could be fighting from. I guess these ones are probably the widest, excuse me, ones up here on the top left. But yeah, okay. All right, I mean, again, I'd love to see kind of more of those being utilized, because then you could potentially flank on either side. You could assist a little bit more. But, yeah, I mean, I somewhat get it. Those are very thin lanes, and this is a wider lane that you can operate more in. I of course, would almost like to see IL, I think, just kind of filling out the width a bit more, right? So, you know, instead of just kind of fighting here, I'd almost like to see them fight like this, right? Where we're again, let's use more of the space up here, right? At the moment, it's just this space that's being used, right? You have a little bit more that you can kind of work with, so that would be nice to see, too, as well at some point. Curious on what the strengths are here for the groups. So, yeah, this is another fight. Oh, hang on, I'm sorry. I'm observing right now. I'd have to load up. See, that's the benefit. Let me do that. We're going to load up our other window, and I'll go there, and then maybe we'll switch it up. Yeah, now that I'm realizing it, using the observation feature to get to the kingdom first for the action, and then just let the alt load it up, and then I can just rotate. Which, excuse me, I'm sure we'll be fine right at that point. Solo leveling, good show. Can't wait for next episode. What are we doing now? Are we slowing it down a bit? I mean, I guess they've been going for about 30 minutes, at least from when I got pinged initially. Oh, sorry, let's go to world chat. There we go. Let's see. This is ST1-12, right? So, oh, I can use my S14 Scout. Cool, we'll load that. We'll load that bad grill up, and then we'll swap these. I mean, both sides still have really good numbers. Wow. Kind of using some of the lanes. All right, we're using some lanes here. You know what? I'm shocked that they're not from this position where we have the IL group along with ED not utilizing this hill. I mean, this is such a great vantage point, right, to be able to maximize and be able to hit anyone from here coming over here, right? I mean, unless they just don't want to worry about the creatures, but I mean, they could have cleared those out before the fight started, right? And that could have been something. Okay, a little bit more width. Oh wow, so IL's actually pushing up a little bit more here on the fight. Nothing right there. Nothing there. Yeah, kind of just churling. Okay, cool. Awesome. So let's do this. I know what we're gonna do now. Alright, cool. So let's do this. We're going to move this over. I'm going to grab this bad grill. We're going to go up here a little bit. That's probably fine. And then we're going to zoom in and watch some battles. Have to go find. Yeah, we'll watch this. Oops, a little bit too much. We'll watch this battle. And let's do this. Let's lower some graphics here. We'll go very low, and then let's pimp these out. Graphics. Oh, I'm already on high. Okay, cool. All right, we'll see how well that plays out if I'm on high. Yeah, but I think it's better. Yeah, right. Cool, we'll go back there. So now I'll be able to look, and let's do this because we want to listen to some sound too. We'll already have that up. Nice. Let me just close my sound on my other one. Sweet. And let's look at some boards too as well while we're here, because that would be nice for us to be able to see. So I think I updated my sheet here for 12 as well, right? Here, yeah. So these are just some of the boards here for those on player power. We'll show a few of these off. Yeah, shut top 20. Got personal merits. Some of the people at the top there. Maybe we'll show this too. Well, yeah, I guess we might just show this off to top 20 as well. Why not? Now look at personal glory that has an open jet. Look at power. So remember, right? It's ILs, the two ILs and ED, right? So it's 2, 3, and 6 versus 1, 4, 5, and I think that's it. Yeah, because I mean, there's BTR 2 as well. Right, so it'd be 1, 4, 5, 9 that you're seeing. And I'm curious on how close this is, because it's IL, so it's 11, 4, 18, 19, 1, 25-1. So we could say 25-3 versus, right, and we can put that down. Let's do that. We'll do 25.3 bill verse, and then it's 11-7. What do we have? 4-5, right? So what? 18. We'll say 19. 19-1. 26-1, 26-3. And then if you count them, right? So 26.3. I mean, there's only a build difference. Power, again, we'd have to look at the T5 breakdown, but a build power difference there, and then you'd have 4.5 more, so you'd have 5.5, right? About 5.5 if you're counting BTR2. However, you know, part of me feels like when you're that high in power and then you bring in like a 4, 5, 6 bill alliance, I guess because of maybe what the potential average player power is, sometimes it may not impact as great as some may think. Not to say that it won't do anything at all. Let's look at some alliance merits here. So IL, BTR, I mean, again, right, kind of indicating it's more or less, you know, just starting, but these are still decent numbers for what we're seeing so far. The enemies, the 2 it's IL, and then the other IL probably, yeah, I mean, they're still low, but that's just because I think they're still coming in, right? So it's mainly ILED, which comes out to what? What's that? 63, so that's 14, so 314 mil. And then on the other side, it's 237, okay, so yeah, it's about the same. I mean, it's close. It's close, right? If you're looking at the 2v3 situation, kind of how much everyone's putting on. Let's go back up. Let's see how this high is doing. They are back at it, and we are getting it on like Donkey Kong, my friends. BTR and GPX are making their move and pushing out through this northwestern wide choke. Here, once again, as we continue the fight in Zone 2 of Belligera for the T1 season. Man, that is a horde of human beings and players. Let's see how well the high settings hold up. Since I should only have one instance running, but I'm going to actually close out my second instance just in case that we end up seeing some load. So far, yeah, some minor lag that we're getting. Hopefully won't end up being, yeah, I imagine it's just going to get easier as more units die as always, so that's just what we'll end up banking on. Thankfully, we could still see artifact damage going down. We can see artifact activation usage. We're also being able to see, looks like the counterattack damage and negative damage. There we go for active skills. Okay, no, not bad. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. No, it's gonna. Wow. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of humans as we move our way down, trying to centralize here. So it looks like again facing ILED. I see squiggly IL, and I think IL squiggly is pushing up from the gate that we looked at earlier. And interesting here from BTR and GPX, where they're still going forward and just applying more overall pressure on the landscape, where they're not just kind of settling and playing it out, well, I'm on my side, you're on your side. You can clearly see that they are the aggressors here and really trying to establish a foothold. I wonder how deep they're either willing or planning to go, because again, they're putting some pressure now by constantly pushing down. I wonder if this is either a part of the strategy or maybe from just multiple fights. You know, that's the thing. I don't know why ED and IL are pushing back that much, especially if they're on your territory. And I mean, you have somewhat, you know, close-ish numbers. You know, hold the ground and just see what they do. Are they just going to run into you? Will they back off themselves? Right? Because oftentimes, you know, the momentum shift visually from what you're seeing with the players on field can have this kind of swaying effect where if you have a wave of units that are pushing down on you, then the units here, a little below, right, may kind of defaultly opt to pushing down themselves and, you know, kind of defending a bit more, or receding, we should say, withdrawing. And that's very much what we're seeing here, even though, again, I mean, and bear in mind, I haven't watched too many of the fights here. It just doesn't feel as though, you know, maybe BTR and ED have, you know, that so much more overwhelming activity. I mean, I guess maybe it's starting to look a little bit more like that right now. But, you know, again, when they're that deep in your territory, you know, even if you're losing some of those units, you know, your replenishment rates are going to be quicker. But yeah, I mean, it is pretty dense here for BTR and EX for GXP. So maybe, or GPX. So maybe, you know, maybe we're underestimating how much activity they have, right? Just again, me needing to kind of pay attention more to the dense spots here. And I mean, they have a lot. Just wild that the Nightmare Referee, Chef against the Terrifying Inferno. Yeah, and you can see like right here how dense this is. Even here on this side, how dense that is compared to here on the EDIL side. Wow. I'm telling you guys, I got good sleep. I've been drinking cold water, hydrating myself. I think I'm doing all right. But what can I say? Mr. Kingdom Builder, Mr. Yawner. All day. I was going to say, man, this is a Miley Cyrus wrecking ball. I mean, they are putting in some workity work right now. And this this isn't even the only front. Yeah, so they're not pushed out. Doesn't look like they're pushed out that wide. Over there. Looks like BTR. Oh, it looked for a moment like they were backing up a little bit. If it's withdrawing. And I wonder how maybe some of the eastern fronts are doing. We'll have to look at that too. Okay. So let's see here. I mean, this is extending pretty wide. Are they fighting down here too? Oh, they are fighting down here too a little bit. I just love how you have this like tiny little skirmish down here. And they're all over here like, yo, let's get it. It's great. Okay, yeah, so it's pretty much all right here. Is where we're seeing it. I mean, the spread from BTR and GPX, I actually think is pretty decent. I mean, could it be going a little bit more for them to extend here, right? Like that could be a thing, because I mean they're kind of fighting like this, but they could have been doing something like this and then just pushing the circle down that much more, right, as they come in. And then, you know, you're just essentially at that point realigning yourself or restructuring yourself, right, as you continue moving down, especially because they were going so deep into their opponent's territory. I think I want 5. It's 4 or 5 right now. It's a higher number than I thought. So now with ILED, I mean, this would be an opportunity to start just kind of picking off the stragglers here from both sides. What's interesting is, let's zoom out just for a bit, right? Let's look at how deep they're going. Look at this, the numbers, man. Bunch of ants on the field. Look at how deep they're going. they basically went pretty much here, right? They went about 1, 2, like almost 3 flags in that they went on both sides. Right, and I mean, we see IL, some ED, and then... Oops. Oh, I just saw a third one there. I didn't get my eyes checked. But here we go, right now, again, right, with them alleviating... Oh, interesting. If they're trying to go for the tower, why wouldn't they stay? I mean, unless... Part of me feels like with these amount of numbers that they have out in the field, right? They could have put a bunch of people on the tower as they were pushing farther south. And maybe they did and we didn't see it, and now it's, you know, kind of only a few that we're seeing right now. But to me, it feels as though, you know, and obviously we'd have to see how they look on their downtime. You know, does this just happen to be their uptime right now? But I will say, regardless of what it is, the BTR and GPX side has a horde, massive amount of player activity on this run right now, which is awesome to see. And now with EDIL working their way back, getting that control, and those players off of that siege tower. Huh. Okay. Yeah, I think so. It looks like we have some light going here right now. Oh boy, okay. We are back to the Poke game. Ooh, geez, negative 13k on that Royal Punishment. Negative 17k. Jeez, negative 47. Negative 13k up there, top left. Negative 8, 9. Ooh, that was negative 13, 10. Jeez, that's a lot. Negative 5, 6 on that Burst Strike. Man, they're just still going at it. I mean, they've had to be going at this for a little while because there's... So, chapter, I mean, what? This might have opened on the 15th, right? Give or take. So it's been a couple days so far that they've been going just back and forth at it. And if they're stalemating and they're still getting like this much open field PvP out of the situation, that's just great. I guess that's pretty awesome to see. Yeah, they're just like, well, screw that. Let's just go in and hit some people. Yeah, I think probably reducing the amount of overextending here through the thin choke is probably a good move. Right, let them come through. Or vice versa, right? Because really what you're trying to fight for is having more people on the edge, right, than you're having coming through. So, because this is pretty thin, right? So you kind of want them to come through, and then you're just posted kind of all guard dog loving-ish, if you will, and then bam. Right, you get to hit as they come through. And for like the thinner chokes, at least if you're lined up on either side, it's a little bit better of a play. if it's more open and there's no one really on the other side, you're trying to push all the way through. Okay, right, you might be able to make it have it a little easier. Wow, oh my gosh, I think this tower's Bertrand is gonna die. I'm over here like, oh my god, why is this unit so strong? And I feel like I was following different HP gauge. Dude, let's watch the fight that really matters. This one. No. They all matter. Jeez, world chat, man. Jeez. Alright, looks like it's slowing down just a bit here. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably end it here. And, man, really wish I was able to catch him. And I'm happy we caught the second stint of it. So I'll probably just have to edit and, get the stints going back to back. But this is great. Remember, as always, right, if you want me to be able to come and take a look at yours, right, you guys can ping me on Discord, join the Discord, and post in the COD Wars Drama channel. And as always, right, remember, only thing we ever ask is hit us with a little bit of that magic, as remember, it helps get this out to that just a lot more. And yeah, if you're fighting in this, if you're watching, would love to hear what you guys think. Again, you know me, I'm a big fan of open field PvP. I think it's the most enjoyable to watch. Especially in this kind of a unique situation where you just have all these multiple lanes that can be utilized, is somewhat fascinating to me. And even though we only saw a few of them being maximized today, or we should say up to 3 that we saw, right, still good stuff. So, and bear in mind, it's only Zone 2, right? So I'm sure we'll have some more Zone 3 action, and then I'm sure even more Zone 4 too as well. But, yeah, well, it's been good stuff so far. Alrighty, that's going to do it for us. As always, until next time, I'll catch y'all later.